Welcome to CathyDSlaught's SRC4u Zoom call for June 3rd, 2021. To access the Zoom call, where she demonstrates the SRC4u software, you look for this banner and you'll click here. If you'd like to be part of the client list that she is putting in the SRC while she's demonstrating it, you can look for this banner right here, click it, read the information. It's $27 a month and you can be part of her client list as she demonstrates the SRC4u software. Back to the front page, we'll go down, look for the Zoom banner, click here, and we're going to go over to the Zoom platform where we will allow, and then from there we'll, you'll agree to the audio part, and then she'll let you right in. There's the join with computer. Good morning.
I was coming in.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, anybody notice any Mercury retrograde craziness this morning? Morning.
Morning.
Nope.
Hey, it is right at 10.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Let me show you where we left off last night with our QiGong. We did clear. We were at a high optimization. Enough field generator. We wanted the Q3 bracelet, which I found interesting because almost all of us in this group wear it. But that's what our field generator was overnight, was the Q3. And I think you're familiar with that. What it does is ups the cellular voltage. And I had an interesting talk with someone today that said there was an increase in negative energy out there, which of course is possible, so it could be that we just needed that extra energy. That makes sense?
Yep.
I don't know if anybody else listened.
I tested my Q3 armband on the SRC this morning. It was 83.
Good. Oh, good.
90 something, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that one because we have quite a long list, but I'm going to show you another one we've added. I got a text from someone on some of the negative thought patterns that are out there because of all the stress over this coronavirus stuff, the vaccine, the anti-vaxxers, the vaxxers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it was an article that she sent on the fact that when you throw, which you may not be doing intentionally, negative thoughts at someone, that opens you up to occult forces right here. This was important. You become a portal for occult forces. And so with that in mind, I went in here just to see shielded from negative thought projections if anyone is sending you something because perhaps you have not taken the vaccine or you don't subscribe to their belief system. And so now we have a new cocktail in the field generator as well. We can look and see how we look right now just from that. But it's interesting thoughts and interesting speculation. And then let's see where we are at this moment in time. The code is a good thing. So in other words, how much of a good thing do we need this code? Okay, yeah, we'll take it. Here's the thing also about this dowser. Remember, it's not psychic. Always use your own intuition. That's the powerhouse. This is just information. And it's the same way with a pendulum. It's great information. It's a lot of fun. Your intuition is the powerhouse. So we've gone ahead and put that in, but here was the other thing in the article which really got me to thinking, and that was about gossip. And it said that when you gossip about people, you also open yourself to a negative portal, and they described it in terms of a poison tongue. Wow. And that was rather interesting, so I went in. Well, now there was a code last night. Isn't that interesting? Maybe I misspelled. Wonder if that's already been taken out. Isn't that funny? Because it was definitely in there. So let me do a little, let me put poisoned. Here we go.
Poison tongue.
And I thought, what the heck? And I know that I've read, of course, who knows what we know about anything when it comes right down to it. But that spiritually, gossip is a bigger sin than many of the major sins short of murder. And you think about it, we could murder a person's reputation. So again, the code would be a good thing. Let's see if we need that one at all. We can use it. Well, let's take it. And then the other thing, interesting, did any of you see that article? Yeah, I understand it went viral on the alternative media, but not mainstream, that they now admit they've made a terrible mistake putting the spiked protein in the vaccination.
Right.
Yeah,
I
I saw that.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
They acknowledge now that it is a toxin and that they made a terrible mistake putting it in. So just a thought, why not go up into the timeline? And this is something, we're working on people kind of joining our efforts. What about these timelines?
That's true.
Could we remove, let's just put client group. And it's going to start low, but let's just let it run. I ran it on the other computer this morning. It started low. I ran it through one cycle and went back, and it went up to the 125.
Wow.
So, that old philosophy, what can it hurt?
So, can we put in there for all that have taken?
I don't know what I have been putting. I don't see any problem with that, except we don't have their permission. So I've been putting to whom it may concern, which, may not be that great of a thing. For sure, we can put the client group. But if you've got family members, to me, you have permission.
But most of us on the call haven't gotten the vaccine, correct?
Well,
Right.
you'll see a lot of energy workers have gotten the vaccine, and you'll see that a lot of people in the client group, because, it's more than just us. Yes, they've gotten it. People have all kinds of pressure. They have work pressure. A huge family pressure. I have people whose sons and daughters have disavowed them. If they don't take the vaccine, they're done with them.
Right.
And
a lot of them want to
Does that
travel.
article, does that mean they're going to make everybody take another vaccine?
Oh, dear.
Yeah,
And
there's
we
a
need to
really
push
third
back
and
and
a
say
fourth.
they're shedding on us from having had the vaccine, right? From what we saw, is the guys that had the vaccine
yeah.
are shedding that stuff and transmitting it to us. So they should be the guilty party.
Well,
Yeah.
but the thing
I
of it
read
is,
that there's a pretty small percentage of chances of that shedding. I mean, I got my granddaughter on it too, and that's kind of what she came up with. It is a possibility, but I don't think it's a huge possibility.
yeah, and what we want to remember is that we don't want to be afraid.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
that
kissing
totally,
anybody
yeah.
on the lips, but
Yeah. Yeah, that lowers our voltage.
Yeah.
And we have innate healing power. And even this spiked protein thing, I'd like to clear the energy of it, the stress of it. But for those who've had the vaccine, this is no time to be afraid. It wouldn't accomplish anything.
Hey, Cathy, when we were talking the other day about reversing the negative effects of the COVID vaccine, and then anybody that took the nasal swab or whatever, what if we put reverse negative effects of the spike protein in the COVID-19 vaccination? That would cover everybody
Oh,
without
that would-
having
yes,
to
it
worry
would.
about
I
permission,
wonder-
wouldn't it?
I love that. Let's see. Reverse.
Say it again.
Reverse negative effects of spike protein in the COVID-19, I call it the jab. I just say the COVID-19 vac, I guess.
Oh, let's put
Inject- you
that.
can say
Sometimes
injection.
this thing surprises me. It's amazing. Well, we don't quite have it, but
Say injection.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Injection. I bet they would, if you put it in there, Cathy, they'll have a number
you go.
tomorrow.
There you go.
Oh,
We
there
got
you
it.
go. Oh my
We
God.
got it.
Uh-huh.
We got it. So let's go
Right.
and put that in our group.
Isn't that funny? Just the same way I said that.
The
Wow.
darndest thing I've ever seen. I've been working on a protocol for the new Earth to where it's all positive, and I'm reading some esoteric things, and I'll be doggone, I'll copy them and I'll put them in there, and there's a code.
Wow. Crazy.
And so anyway, let's just put that in there.
Yeah, I think if we all ran that in the timeline, like every day or something like that, make a huge difference. I've got that
Yes.
thing that what's his name, Ralph gave us last week. I run it every night for both the swab and the injection, reversing the negative effects, and just let it do the wonder click thing like he said.
And look at this, we do have an 86% as this being a good thing to receive this code.
Yeah.
So Sharon, who do you put in, like, to whom it may concern, or when you do that? When you say anyone, but then in the name box, what are you putting?
I can't remember. I've had it loaded for so long. Let me go check. Hang on.
And what I'm going to do, I'm going to also add this to the sustenance balancer scan. Okay, while Sharon is looking for that,
Okay.
oh, there she is.
Okay. Ralph said to put in everyone that had the either the C19 jab or the nasal swab. That's what I have in the name.
Okay.
And then in the middle part, I have reverse the negative effects of either the COVID-19 injection or reverse the effects of the COVID-19 nasal swab.
Yes.
And I just do a wonder click every night. By the time I get up in the morning, I mean, I usually do it about 11 o'clock or something at night. By the time I get up in the morning, it's done. So I just figure it just runs while most of the world is sleeping.
Love it, love it. And also remember, we have several saved sessions for that.
Yeah.
And so we do have it. It's just a matter of doing it. And so great. And in any way that you choose, but this may be, you know what they say Corona means is crowning. So this may be our awakening, our birth.
Right.
To see this. Now, this morning, we did resonate with putting the entire sustenance balancer in the P4. So if you don't have the Pro Tools, there would be no reason you couldn't scan your list and just put that in there. And anyone will take out of it what they need.
Right.
You can't hurt yourself with this. So you've got that in there. Is anybody working with this thymus cocktail?
On this tap.
Not the cocktail.
I did yesterday. Took 19 hours.
Okay, what I'm seeing, I've been doing it with everybody. And I have some people I work on automatically every morning in addition to the group. And it is interesting, that after a few days, they don't have as many under 1,000. And by the way, I did email Ralph this morning, so I'm hoping we can see him again.
Mm-hmm.
But you can go ahead now. You don't have to. You can just for the first one, put the whole cocktail in as it is. For the second, you can do your find options if you choose, and go up here. Okay. And just go down and just give it a quick once over, because remember, when your CPU, which is your brain, there's a 0, for example, gets this information. I don't know why this did it twice. It does that once in a while. I wasn't blown away last night with the Proven documentary, but they did talk a lot about the vagus nerve, and that is important. And they brought in, what is interesting is now they are starting to realize that the whole thing that's going to help all of these situations is frequency. And they're talking about it, and they gave a lot of attention to the vagus nerve and doing a microcircuit device where they put a little clip on each thumb, and all kinds of issues people had, they were able to send energy to the vagus nerve and clear it. And you can see as a group, our vagus nerve is a little bit under par right now. Again, very subtle. Now let's go ahead. This is proactive.
Are you putting it in there?
I'm dousing it in, but it's a chronic. We can see we've had some chronic stress, and that does interfere with the function of the thymus, which is a very powerful little gland. And so if we want to go in here now and see if the shin, look at that.
Wow.
Wow.
So in other words, you don't have to go through a lot of rigmarole. People here all day too. Look at that one, lack of love. Get up there. And that is a direct correlation, they say, to the thymus. Did anybody tap yesterday?
Yes. Yep.
Yay. I did too.
I have a little secret to tell you.
Yes.
I've been tapping when we've been doing our call.
That would be the way to do it. That is
Me too.
That's why no camera.
That, in fact, I was just thinking, God, I hope they can't hear me.
That is wonderful. What I've been doing, I was trying not to multitask with my work, but I do have to watch something. I can't just sit there for 10 minutes and tap.
Yeah. A good time to do it too is when you're driving.
Yes.
I do it just before I go to sleep because I go with one hand until it gets tired, and then I use the other one. And then I have a pretty good night's sleep.
That's
a good idea.
Too. Oops. It's funny, every time I forget and I say oops, I remember the old days of the QXCI when my friends would come over to be test subjects and I'd have them all hooked up, and one guy one time said, "Would you stop saying oops?" I will never forget that. Now, this is not copying like I want it to. Universal consciousness, again, all tied in, and that's I'm trying to plow through that book, Win the Day. It's really a very good book, and what he's saying is don't start these new habits like make yourself a list and do all of them. Do one at a time. So mine is thymus tapping right now. There's that one thing. we didn't want by the way of fur code. I don't know why this is, Clear, this is interesting. Clear refused to take care of self with love and acceptance. Let's just go down. I like to go into the recharger simply because you get an idea of how long we're asking for, and that gives you an idea as to the stress. Except I'm still not copying it correctly.
I gotta call my birthday today. 2 hours behind.
Happy birthday to whoever.
That's right. Didn't know if I should say something or not, but it's Marty's birthday.
I'm 39 again.
All right. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're taking an hour. That's not a huge amount of stress, but it's there. And how many, okay, so there we go. And then if you like, just go ahead and add that thymus cocktail one more time, kind of in keeping with the Tesla 369. And then you can add your thymus command. And I'll have that, I'm still tweaking that voltage cocktail, but that should be ready by tomorrow. There's just, and we're always going to be tweaking these, it's never going to stop.
Right.
But, this list is a little longer. It almost might make more sense to do an Excel spreadsheet, but let's just go ahead and look at it anyway. Next week, before we go into the liver, we're going to go into the spine. It's very interesting in this encyclopedia to see how how our various vertebrae correlate and energetically with the encyclopedia and then with Tennett's book. All right, so here we're talking antioxidants just for the information. You don't always have to add them, but you can see we are wanting some antioxidants at this moment in time, all subtle. Let me know if I miss anything. I don't know why some of this is doing this. Just going to go with it right now and then ask Kevin. Because it had one scan. It could be that the find options, yeah, that's what it is. The find options is scanning some of them again.
Well, every time you leave a space in between, it still gives it a code. So that's why the extra codes was nothing before them.
Okay.
Right there.
Yeah. Okay, well, this isn't a bad one. Fully functioning, healthy liver.
Right.
Let's just go ahead and...
There's a gal that I used to study, Barb. She had us print out something, and she said, if it comes up a blank page, it's meant to be. So go ahead and do the same thing you do with that as you do with the other. You just leave it blank because it's found something in that empty space that we need.
Wow.
Interesting.
That is. This fluoride poisoning has come up.
Is it?
Fluoride poisoning.
Hmm.
This glucose comes up a lot too, and But I am seeing that when you do this every day, a lot less starts coming up because we're just reminding our own body how to deal with it. That's a little stress, but it's going to go up to the 101. There's the liver again, properly functioning liver. This is wild. We want the raw materials to get to the cells. And they spent quite a bit of time last night on the microbiome. The salivary, which was off yesterday too, the pH in the salivary. This is an interesting code. This is what we're supposed to be running at. This is the cellular energy when it's optimal. Let's just douse that in. Looks like it's going to do some good, yeah. Okay, and then if you are up to it, let's go ahead and add that voltage one more time. And then let's go down to the... I already scanned to see what we wanted, and we just wanted ourselves today. We did not want any prayer code. We did not want Grab-A-Boy.
You got two right off the bat.
Where? Yeah.
Acupuncture.
Oh, yeah, I see an area.
Area.
The area is a lower one. I've been looking for the lowest one. So right now our lowest number is 109.
Then you got 140.
Which one is that?
Fitness.
Oh,
Cosmetic
all right.
fitness.
Yep, all right. So let's see if we have anything lower than 140. Okay. So it is, looks like cosmetic fitness is our focus. Okay, we want a preset cocktail. I believe most, if not all of these are from Grandmaster. They're powerful cocktails. Let's see what we've got. Please help me remember. So we want emotional bad day buster, emotional empower me, general female balance.
Sorry, Ron.
I was just what I was going to say.
Yeah, well, that might make Ron's life a little easier. He's probably going to be around some women.
Like us.
Okay. We got a ton of emotional in here. Emotional, I don't know why some of them are repeated. Oops. Okay. We leave that open till we see what we come up with here. That good old wonderplex and hold in our mind's eye. A new earth, perhaps. Okay, so this is interesting. Oppression. We don't know what that is. It could be, doesn't have to be a spiritual oppression. It could be anything oppressing our own energy. Look in here and see the negativity involved. That's not very significant. Isn't that interesting? We've already done some clearing. Just look at the there we go. And that fluoride, they say, ties in with the pineal, that it calcifies, as you know.
Right.
So, amp that up. We could put that up here. It's interesting that the spleen, it seems to be another organ we forget. And they're saying one of the things about the spleen that really helps is to laugh.
That's great.
You know, just to give you an example, I know someone personally who had to have her spleen removed, and she certainly has a sense of humor. So it's never one thing. What it says doesn't always apply. Does that make sense?
Right.
Sure. Because in her case, that doesn't apply, but it's interesting.
Maybe one night have a Zoom game night.
I love it. I love it. Self-deception. Again, I'd say we are healing ourselves pretty rapidly on some of these things. Satisfied, that's a good one. Let's just douse that in. There's stress related to dental. That's just an ongoing thing. At a level. There is no relearn. That's how it's in here, so we'll look. But that's something we're going to have to visit again. That's significant. Oh dear, who does these words with hundreds?
TMI.
I would say.
Oh, God.
Projective identification, the blues, the resistance factor imposed. Any thoughts on that?
Imposed. Well, self-induced.
What's that?
Self-induced, maybe.
Yeah, maybe so.
I mean, we do that with,
I think you're right. So for now, let's go into the Pro Tools. See how our timeline is doing. All right, let's ask again. This is in taking the spiked protein. Do any of you listen to some of these timeline calls? Okay, that's low. Let's just go ahead and take that out. But the idea that we're all in different timelines, you all listen to any of those calls?
yes.
Interesting, isn't it?
It's like looking at
Okay, so we're going to take Reiki at this moment in time in reference to dental.
I wonder if you worded that different on the timeline and if you would get a different result.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I never know how many words I can put in because they say put the keyword. Let's
Right.
try it. What would be a thought?
Well, reverse negative effects of spike protein and COVID-19 injection. I don't know if it would take all that or if we'd have to.
Well, and I don't know if we don't want to put that in our timeline to reverse it. I mean, we don't want to take that out of our timeline.
Reverse the negative effects of the spike protein in the COVID-19 injection. Isn't that what we want?
No, but we don't want to. Tell me if I'm incorrect here, but I don't think we want to take out that we would reverse it. We just want to take out the negative effects.
Right. That's like a double negative.
Let me just try it, but I like that.
Well,
Let's
that's
put it
true.
here.
That's true.
Let's put
Or
Well,
to just
let's
put
do this.
COVID-19.
pardon.
Take out, put in COVID-19. Nothing.
Here you go. That
Oh, and
sounds
here.
like getting to the point.
Yeah.
All right, we'll run that.
We should find it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think
Everything that leads up to it.
Yep. Yeah, for me, I know the timeline is underused. Deborah Jones has been doing a lot of good work with it. And I know that that's a new frontier for me.
not enough hours in a day.
No, I know.
Boy,
it.
that's true. You could sit here all day and do this.
Well,
all
The
day
some-
and
next
night.
run
I
expands
do
day
that.
to 48 hours.
yeah. So we're set for today.
Perfect.
Yay, thank
I
you.
want to tell the group about a book.
Yeah, oh good.
Okay. Can you guys see this?
No, it's just, we just see Archangel. The book became.
Oh my
invisible.
gosh, it's so funny. It just shows your hands.
Okay. So it's called The Secret Language of the Body.
Oh,
Right.
I got it. Yeah.
by Inna Siegel. It reminds me a little bit of Louise Hay. She's got some of that in there, but she has all these diseases, the colors to use, etc.
Oh, cool.
Which I found really fascinating.
What's that author again?
INNA Siegel.
I think it's inscribed. I believe I saved it.
Yeah, I think when I called you, you said it was in
Yeah.
there.
Deborah, what's the name of that book again?
The Secret Language of the Body.
Okay, thanks.
I just got it in a few days ago, but reminds me a little of Louise Hay's. But
Yeah, I've got that one.
she has a variety of things to work on.
Can you
It
repeat
sounds
that?
good.
Nice.
The secret
Nice.
language
Nice.
of what?
Anything else?
Can
How do you spell her name?
INNA is her first name, and then Siegel, SEGAL.
Oh, no.
And it was the secret language of the
Good.
Yeah, I got it.
Nice. Nice.
secret language of the.
Good.
Of your body.
Thank you.
She's got a few other books. That's the only one I've purchased so far.
Yeah, that's really a super book. Yeah.
Deborah, you're really enjoying that Gene Logan information too, aren't you?
Oh, the glyphs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got two of them on right now.
Uh-huh.
It's the same one, but in two different places. She has one glyph now that if you're just not sure, you can put it on and it's supposed to address the problem, find the problem itself. So.
He's
That are-
doing it on SRC4u.
What's that?
Can we use her stuff on the SRC?
I did read one of her books, and at that time I had my assistant. I may have to hire her back, but I took pictures. Let me see if we've got it in here. Still, it might be in another computer. But I loaded up the glyphs. Do I have glyph? It might be in another computer, or I might have since taken it out. Let me see. Which
So you have it in there. Well, you've had it up recently.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
She's got 4 books out.
I don't
She
know
just
where I put
her
them.
4th one just came out.
Oh, I didn't know
I've
that.
got
I
the
know
other 3. I didn't get her new one yet.
Yeah, we've had them. They're in here somewhere. I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
But it was thought provoking. I can't tell you, about it much more about it than that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was thought provoking.
Deborah, that is so weird. The camera, how it made the book disappear, and we just saw Archangel Raphael.
And
Yeah, it was,
your
oh,
hand.
that was the arm
message,
behind you.
yeah.
Oh, wow, the arm disappeared. In your hand.
I don't know why I didn't pick up on the book. That's funny.
Well, Archangel Raphael is the healing archangel, so maybe we all need to be reading that book.
Maybe so. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, well, with that, I will see you all tomorrow.
Thank
All right.
you.
Have a good day.
you,
Thanks,
Cathy.
Cathy.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Good day.
Bye.
This concludes the SRC4u Zoom call for June 6, 2021. We look forward to seeing you again. Till then, take care and be